Welcome to the first of two highlight shows in the 2025 Around a Pound Tandragee 100. One of motorcycling's most iconic road races is back on the calendar after a 2-year absence. And this fabulous event is back with a bang, as headlining is the sport's biggest star, Northern Ireland's Michael Dunlop, who's had a remarkable year so far, both on and off the track, and he was named in the King's Birthday Honours list. Michael Dunlop, MBE. How does that sound?
Yeah, obviously it's a nice honour. It's just nice to be recognised for what you're doing in the sport. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time creating something, and to get an MBE, it's a nice touch. I've spent years racing motorbikes, and I would say there's no dough with it, but you have to. But no, look, it's obviously when you're being recognised for what you're doing, it's obviously that's what it's all about, really.
Michael Dunlop remarkably returning to the Tandragee 100 for the first time in 12 years, and he is favourite to dominate in the two classes that he's riding in today. His biggest challenge is expected to come from former Irish champion Michael Sweeney.
It's great to have it back. We've missed it for the last few years. So yeah, we were here in 22, but we got rained off at 22. So it's been a long time before that. So it's great to be back, and at the minute it's dry. So hopefully it'll stay dry for today. For a newcomer coming here, they need to do the homework. They say it's like the TT. You need to do a lot of homework here because a lot of corners blind. It's just there's everything in it. You know what I mean? There's jumps, bumps, bomb holes, everything that's in a road race is here. If you, people say it's like a small TT. Yeah, I think it is as well, to be fair, but yeah, it's good. It has everything.
Also from the Republic of Ireland is Mike Browne, who's with Russell Racing.
Yeah, it's good to be back at Tandragee. 2018 was the last time I was here. I missed 2019. I was injured, but no, it's nice to be back, and the track looks well, to be fair. Just out in the super sport bike, but I'm going to do the open races on the super sport bike as well. I've had a bad run so far the start of the year with all the races we've been to, so hopefully we can change things around here and finish off the second half of the year well. Obviously podiums would be always we'd be expecting at the Nationals and we'd be hoping for, but that doesn't always happen, but that's what we're here to do.
The Isle of Man's Conor Cummins is also riding for a local team, Burrows RK Racing.
So yeah, here at Tandragee, and I'm riding the Burrows Engineer and RK Racing Ducati Supersport bike and BMW Superbike. Well, this is actually my second Tandragee. I did it 18 years ago, so I've just been out in a newcomer session just to have my eyes open again. But it's good. I've just been watching onboards. Got a great teacher in John. He's took me around a few laps. I think we're in a good little spot. I'm here to enjoy myself and get some decent results. Well, they say it's like a mini TT, and I really do. I echo that, really. It's got everything you need. It's nice, fast and flowing. It's quite technical. Massive jumps, which is what I like. Just a really good fun track to ride.
And Sean Anderson is a member of the organising club.
So, Sean Anderson, racing number 31, here with a variety of machines. It's great to be back at Tandragee. It's been missing, it's sadly missing from the calendar for a couple of years, so it's so good to have it back. We have a really good depth of field in terms of the competitors here, so if I can be top 6, top 5 and maybe sneak a podium if I have a really good run, that would be ideal.
This event didn't run for 2 years due to vital resurfacing work, which is now being completed. The Around a Pound Tandragee 100 is known as a mini TT, with its jumps, bumps and fast-flowing nature of the 5.3-mile circuit. So no wonder it suits Michael Dunlop so much, because last year he broke his uncle Joey Dunlop's record on the Isle of Man, and this year extended his number of wins to an amazing 33. First up is the Tato Super Twin race, and Michael Sweeney, he's on pole.
Time?
for the Tato NI Limited Super Twins and the Super Monos. This could be Chris Boyd a belter.
Absolutely. Michael Sweeney on pole on the MSR Aprilia, then Darryl Tweed and Barry Ferber, who always goes well, Neil Kernahan and Joe Yearsley, the Manxman, on road 2.
Marcus Simpson, Ryan Whitehall, Sean Brolly, Andy Farrell, good to see Andy back out, and Andy Hornby on his very, very noisy pattern. But there he is, Michael Sweeney, the man for the Skerries. How great was it to see him on the podium? And we've got 2 podium men for the Northwest 200, and they're away. Not a good start for Barry Ferber, though.
Tweed makes a flyer there, but then on the outside it looks like it may have been Ferber who was getting away the best. We'll wait to see a shot at the front of the field, but this is going to be really close.
Super Twin lap record is Adam McLean from 2018, 104.374, but a good start by Manxman Joe Yeardsley.
Blasts the Aprilia to the front as they go up over the rollers. It's Sean Brolly, we're looking back from here.
And that's Adam Whitehall, the Isle of Wight rider. Now he's riding this weekend for what a team to ride for, Ian Locker Racing.
Incredible, and the amount of work that Ian Locker's put into so many riders, as well as his own achievements all the way down through the years. Yeardsley then continues to lead, but it's not for long. He's had it all up the inside. Goes Tweed. Tweed snatches the lead.
Tweed snatches the lead, and we just mentioned about Ian Locker. Ian Locker's actually in this race himself, so the old dog's still going. And Joe Yeardsley, Michael Sweeney nearly coming to blows on the far side of the circuit, but Darryl Tweed, he looks a bit racy. Let's look at this, Boydie.
Yeardsley just holds it out to the left-hand side on the Scott Racing Aprilia. He leaves the gap, and Tweed doesn't need to be asked twice.
Look who's just coming in behind them as well. In shot 65, Michael Sweeney after a bad start. Barry Ferber, he's coming up as well. He was way back, but Michael Sweeney, he's now coming up the inside. There he goes. He's got past him in Castle Corner. Joe Yeardsley demoted 1 place. Here comes Michael Sweeney. Oh, there Joe goes back. Wow, what drive out of that Aprilia.
Absolutely, Yeardsley's not giving this up at all. He's grabbed that 2nd place back, but now they need to get about Tweed in the lead.
Don't forget, that little Aprilia was in bits after the TT, the little RS660, when it blew up spectacularly on the Cronkavody straight. But your race leader, that's Darryl Tweed dropping in the Cooley Hill Cross.
He's well away here. The others have got to try and work to get towards him. Sweeney in particular will be desperate to try and get back past Joe Yeardsley and try and make an impression on the lead. He goes for it. Oh, he has to back out of it.
Yeah, he does have to back out of it. You've got to be really careful there. The circuit tightens right up, but it's going to open up again now, and this is a chance for him to break. He'll go over the jumps here now, but we go back to number 7. That, of course, is Dave Walsh, and also number 92 now as well. That's Noel Carroll. Guys like that are the stalwarts of the Irish road racing scene. But back we go. At the front, here goes Sweeney.
Sweeney up the right-hand side and gets past Yeardsley and away, and now he'll get after Tweed.
What's the gap there? What would you say? That's about 1.5 seconds, would you say?
Maybe, but then there's a right gaggle behind. It's not just Yeardsley. There's also, obviously, Barry Ferber in there as well as others, all desperate to try and make an impression on this lead.
1, 2, 3, Marcus Simpson, Manxman, he's in there too as well, making his 2nd appearance here, I think, at the Tandragee 100. But Barry Ferber from a pretty bad start. The gap, though, I said it was about 2 seconds, it's 1.8.
Big wheelie being pulled over the rollers there as they head on into the 2nd lap of this Super Twin race.
Let's have a little look then. So it's Tweed, and then it's Sweeney, and then it is Yeardsley at the moment. And there he is. Look at that old face underneath that crash helmet. The Laylow Racing Leathers is on it. Ian Locker, Sir Ian Locker, I think he should be by now with what he's done for motorsport over the years.
Absolutely incredible. Out at the front, though, they are coming back towards Tweed here now. Sweeney is definitely making a bit of impression, having cleared Yeardsley. He's pushing on towards him through Marlaku Corner.
Yeah, Barry Ferber's making a move. Now, Barry's on a different bike. Barry's on the R7 Yamaha. The rest are all on Pattons or Aprilias. So you've got to keep a little eye on Barry. Don't forget that great podium he had at the Northwest 200 for Barry Ferber. Nice and steady gentleman of road racing. But Sean Brolly, he, of course, is on another Aprilia. Popular, aren't they, now?
And you can just see from his onboard, there are still dampish patches on this course. They do just need to be a little bit careful.
They certainly do, but at the front, Darryl Tweed still with that lead, and Michael Sweeney's hunting him down. It was 1.8, it was 1.9 at the end of the previous lap, and we can see that on screen as he dropped down into Cooley Hill Cross. It's not 1.8 seconds anymore.
It's the blink of an eye. It's absolutely, Sweeney is with him, and Sweeney is going for it. Tweed has the race lead, but can he hold it from a charging Sweeney?
Michael Sweeney, a lot of circuit experience around here, a lot of circuit experience both north and south of the border. Speaking of which, getting a bit squirrely into Cooley Hill Cross is Andy Farrell, a former Manx Grand Prix winner, but there you go. Darryl Tweed has got Mick Sweeney trouble now, hasn't he?
Absolutely, they head out onto the penultimate lap, and well, Tweed's just got to do what he can out front and hope he can hold off Sweeney, but Sweeney looks like he's got plenty in hand here.
He certainly does, and you just jump over that to the right hand side of the tyre and then lift the front wheel. He's keeping into his wheel tracks Obviously, you're not going to be like the Northwest 200 or the Ulster and place like that. There's no real slipstreaming goes on here. Michael Sweeney's got a lot of circuit knowledge, but then again, Darryl Tweed, he's got great circuit knowledge. And waiting for that Aprilia, there he is. Michael Sweeney cuts to the left-hand side, pops the front wheel and clears away. So Michael Sweeney now leads. Oh, the bang then when Darryl Tweed's machine bottomed out through those jumps. Incredible.
Absolutely. Sweeney then into the lead of this race as we next see Andy Hornby heading up through the start-finish. Hornby away out onto his third lap.
Yeah, it's a battle of the patterns there with the ILR racing machine of course, Ryan Whitehall were just in behind them. Well, just in behind Michael Sweeney is still Darryl Tweed. He is, I tell you, he's not giving us up. Two Aprilias at the front there now. The 65 of Sweeney and, of course, the 59 of Tweed. But here's the move.
Here's the opportunity, yeah, where Sweeney took the opportunity up over the rise, got the front wheel paw in the air and was away and gone. But now Tweed is right back with him again, and Tweed's looking for the opportunity to come past again if he can.
Yeah, certainly will. There's only about half a lap to go. Barry Ferber's in there as well. The Scott Racing Motorcycles Aprilia, we're on board with Joe Yeardsley. You can just still see those damp patches, Boydie, and just in behind Barry Ferber. Oh, Barry just lifted a bit there. Is Marcus Simpson, young Marcus Simpson, on 1, 2, 3, and here he comes.
Yeardsley and Simpson, the battle of the two Manx riders. Yeah, absolutely having a go at Tandragee, but Darryl Tweed's got to look for this opportunity. Where might it come, Chris?
I have no idea. That bites both wheels off the ground now. A la Armoy on the laggy jumps at the back of the circuit there now. But I think Michael Sweeney's got this one. And he tell you what, he was squirrely going down to Gooley Hill Cross.
It's just a matter now of how wide can he make that Aprilia feel so that Tweed doesn't get any kind of sniff to come back past.
Novo Gen by FAO Racing Aprilia of Darryl Tweed. He'll be looking for a road race winner on the Tandragee 100.
He's got to run here. Oh, he's not quite going to be able to do anything with it though.
Yeah, Michael Sweeney tips it to the left-hand side. That left knee nearly skimming the ground, and they're coming to the final part of the circuit on the Market Hill Road. Here we go.
Oh, he's going to have to go around the outside though, and I don't think that's going to work for him. No, not going to be there. Oh, he's trying. He's really trying.
Skerry's rider Michael Sweeney's going to be holding him off. He crosses to the centre of the road there now. Michael Sweeney just hit a bump there now and just allows Darryl just to catch up on him. Last lap time.
Last lap, a big look round there from Sweeney. He knows Tweed is right with him. This is going to be a fun last lap.
Barry Ferber up to third place. Joe Yeardsley drops to fourth. Marcus Simpson in fifth place. And Barry trying to get that Aprilia, that Yamaha, that he's on, onto the fat of the tyre. But Darryl Tweed having a little look there now. Darryl's got the clear visor on. Miko's got the tinted on as well. 0.206 across the line.
Absolutely nothing in it. Tweed keeps looking. He keeps looking. He just needs the opportunity. Sweeney's all about racecraft at the front, though, and trying to just make that fight as wide as possible.
Yeardsley and Simpson is like back to the Manx Grand Prix a couple of years ago, isn't it?
Absolutely, the two of them were having a ding-dong there. And now Tweed gets a chance, possibly. Looks up the inside. Yes! Tweed, and then runs wide, and Sweeney just carries on. Oh, well, he gave it everything there.
He certainly did. On the brakes there, into that corner there at Marlaku. You've got to watch out because there's a damp patch on the inside, and that, I think, is what put Darryl Tweed off and just squeezing that front brake just a little bit more. But in the meantime, here we go. Let's watch it again. He set this up there now, straightens the bike up hard on the brakes. He thinks, oh, here we go. I'm having a go at this damp patch there, just by that little yellow grid, and that's where he had to back the machine in. Lucky he didn't go up on the grass because that's going to be pretty slippy. Michael Sweeney is getting away.
That's probably cost him it, you'd think, because that was Tweed's chance. He went for it on the brakes, and as you say, just that damp spot in the wrong place.
Great camera shot of Joe Yeardsley getting past Barry Ferber there now, so the Aprilia just getting ahead of the R7 Yamaha of Barry Ferber. He's tucked right in there now, but they've got to look out because Marcus Simpson is just to the left-hand side, and he's thinking about making a move on the two of them.
This is a fantastic ding-dong going on for sort of the last podium places here. Absolutely flying, these three. Yeardsley, Simpson and Ferber all having a bit of a go here.
Just in behind them, we've got Neil Kernahan in there, Sean Brolly 99, Andy Farrell, Ryan Whitehall, Liam Chalk and Andy Hornby completing the top 10 at the moment. But here we go, it is the last time now, down into Bell's Crossroad. Michael Sweeney, he's gone, he lost the front, but he picks it up, and it's Darryl Tweed who takes a race win. Michael Sweeney, not a happy camper at all, but what a mistake. Don't often see Michael Sweeney make mistakes like that, but who, Chris Boyd, is going to get third place? Joe Yeardsley's on it at the moment.
It is, but Ferber's got him at the final corner. It's Ferber who puts the foot out to say sorry, but it is enough for him to take the final podium place.
Yeah, Joe Yeardsley just in behind, and it's Marcus Simpson in there as well, but a win for Darryl Tweed by 1.5 seconds to Michael Sweeney. Barry Ferber in number 40 and third, then it's Joe Yeardsley, Marcus Simpson, Neil Kernahan, Sean Brolly, Andy Farrell, Ryan Whitehall, and your top 10, Liam Chalk.
Aye, brilliant race there between myself and Michael. Hey, he was just very unlucky. He ran on there at last corner and gifted me the win. Hey, so very happy. Well, last lap I had a go at him, so I did into the first road end up there, and I overshot myself. So I had to do a lot of hard work to get back on his back wheel because he's riding great in them conditions, especially full slicks on. So he done well, and I was doing well to keep with him, to be fair. It's absolutely awesome to get a race win here at Tandragee, especially in the Novo GmbF FAO Super Twin here. They're a new team, so they are into the road racing circuit, so delighted for them and delighted for myself.
Just I outbroke myself on the last turn. I knew it a bit of Darryl tried to outbrake me down below into Marlicow, and he outbroke himself, and then I knew he was going to try dive on me up in the last corner, so I kind of held a tight line and said I'd brake a bit late, but the thing wouldn't stop. So he pulled a gap at the start just with the wet patches. I just wasn't confident on him. So I knew if I got to the front I can control the wet patches, and then with the speed of the bike we can get away, but unfortunately I didn't have to brake late, but I did, and I overshot.
A superb Super Twins race win for the ever-smiling Darryl Tweed. Michael Sweeney, though, he must be kicking himself for that last corner mistake. Join us for more thrilling road race action after the break. Welcome back to the 2025 Tandragee 100. Next up is the Lightweight Junior Classic, and Andy Hornby is in pole position.
Andy Hornby, Barry Davison and Carl Parks, row 1, Nigel Moore and Richard Ford, row 2, all Honda 350s.
Mark Johnson, Brian Mateer, George Stinson, Andy Kildare and Linton Owen completing row number 4 for this 5-lap race. Should be a good one, this. Philip Shaw in there, he's a regular on the Irish scene, with Stevie Walsh, Terence Sansom, Simon Lehane, a Manx Grand Prix competitor from years ago, and Chris Mayer, the German rider, on number 122. But here we go. It is Andy Hornby, he's off on that 350 K4 Honda with Barry Davison. It's so great to see Barry, and look, Barry's already doing the job and he's already into the lead, but he's got Nigel Moore, the stalwart of the Irish road racing scene, on the charge.
The Bushman not giving it up at all, yes, they go over the rollers then on to the first part of this course, and it is Barry Davison, as you say, leading the way, getting these 350s underway to be chased by the 250s.
Yeah, look at all the people there. Philip Shaw's in there, Gareth Arnold's out in this one, Chris Meyer, as we mentioned, Linton Owen, Stevie Walsh, Phil Lunny, Brian Harding, all these guys are regulars on the scene, whether it be your Cookstown, your Tandragees, your Armoys, the older races, Skerries down south in Killalane and places like that. Great to see the classics still doing the business, and off the start, sounding great. Look at all the tyre tracks from the bigger modern machine, but it's the returning rider from Cullybackey just outside. Ooh, that's a move for Andy Hornby. He's not shy, is he? But Barry Davis leads Andy Hornby up into second.
Hornby up the inside of Nigel Moore there, as you say, up into second as we join Barry Davison.
Yeah, you just mentioned Andy Hornby there. He's the Exeter rider. He's done the TT for the past couple of years on the Super Twin, and there he goes, flashes past. What a move! What bit of slipstreaming on the 350 Honda.
Brilliant to see, proper classic racing. These guys are really getting stuck into it. Davison will be keen to stick with him as far as he can, but Hornby takes the lead.
Now on the drop on the far side of the circuit, just after Castle Corner, and here comes the move. Andy Hornby into Marlicow. That's when he did the move on Nigel Moore. Barry Davison, I think he knew what was coming. Andy Hornby's a class rider, but Barry, so good to see him back.
Absolutely then, Hornby up the inside of the Moore, and it wasn't long before he was in the race lead.
Absolutely, and he's dropping down over the big jumps now. It doesn't go as high off the little bikes as what it does on the big bikes through there, and they go into the Cooley Hill Cross for the first time of 5. In Hornby, he's got Barry Davison right up him now. They're right behind him there now. Barry's closing in on the slipstream. Little bit of slipstream on these 350s. You see the front wheel of Barry Davison's machine flick, and he clicks over to the right hand side. Barry Davison on the Team Gimbeck 350 Honda back in the lead.
Takes him round the outside, absolutely to the tank he was, and took him to the outside, but no, it's not Hornby, he's not having it, he's come back.
7 wins round the Tandragee 100 circuit so far for Barry Davison. He knows how to win round here. Andy Hornby, I think from memory, looking for his first, but he's got a bit of a problem because number 6 is coming into the mix as well. Kyle Parks on a similar machine.
Great scrap going on here now at the front. It is Hornby who leads by just 1/4 of a second from Davis, and then Parks 1.5 seconds back in third.
Nigel Moore holding on to 4th place at the moment. Nigel's a class rider. He used to ride the 125s for a long time, but we're back on board with this guy, Richard Ford, on the Bob Jackson Racing 250 Suzuki. Beautiful 247 Suzuki. He's one of the stalwarts of the Irish scene as well. Won the championship many times. There he is on that red, black and white machine, and I'm sure Bob Jackson will be listening for any sort of noises.
Ford holding on to 2nd place of the 250s behind Brian Mattia and ahead of Philip Shaw.
Keep an eye on Gareth Arnold. He's out there as well with Gary Hudson, number 20, another the regular on the Irish scene. Now we go to Bell's Crossroads, and there he is. Barry Davison takes his foot just off the foot peg for a second, but Kyle Parks, where's he come from on the number 6 machine? He's closed right in on them as he head out on lap number 3. Barry Davison leads, but Kyle Parks is making a move on Andy Hornby. Up the inside he goes. That's a great move by Kyle.
Davison then leads at the end of lap 2 from Hornby and Parks, but the 3 of them are split by next to nothing. Half a second between the 3 of them.
Yeah, Brian Mattia on the road. 5th he is at the moment is Brian on his little 250. He's just ahead of Richard Ford. Oh, here we go. Look at this into Marlaku. Oh, Hornby's got it back. He likes that line into there, doesn't he?
Take your ticket. They're all just swapping places corner by corner. This is a fantastic scrap we're watching.
Yeah, big entry on the classics and all the classics this year. They're at the renewed Tandragee 100, and there he goes, number 6 up the inside, Kyle Parks with a great move. Do you know what? Kyle a little bit wide into Castle and nearly high sides the classic 350, but grabs it all back together. Goodness me, as he dropped down to Cooley Hill. But listen to this. Here's Bob Jackson's machine. Listen to this singing as he misses a gear. Richard Ford give you a big cue, and look what happens on that one, but it does still sound sweet. So it's 4 Hornby leads, Parks in 2nd, Davison in 3rd. What is the splits, Chris Boyd?
It's not going to last long because Parks is going for the race lead. He grabs it. It's literally nothing in it, these front 3. Davison, who was leading, is now down in 3rd and just starting to get gapped a little bit here by the front 2.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on these two. Oh, I think they touched. I really think they touched there. Goodness me, Andy Hornby and Kyle Parks over the jumps and the whoops. I think they touched. Be careful, boys. Play nice.
Once again, up the inside comes Hornby to take the race lead. How many lead changes have we had already? This is superb racing. They're supposed to be looking after this classic machinery, aren't they? Absolute ding-dong stuff.
Nursing it, but Barry Davison looking up the inside of 6 Kyle Parks again. Has he made that move stick as you go around that long right-hander on the far side of the circuit as they head towards Castle Corner, flicking it to the left, straighten the bike up again. Bike goes a little bit light over there, and here's number 4, ahead still, Andy Hornby, just from Barry Davison. Kyle Parks just dropping back a little bit, but Barry Davison, what can you say about him? Wins north and south of the border, and of course on the Isle of Man, and you know what, he's a class act and a nice guy to speak to as well.
53-year-old Hornby, 48-year-old Davison, and the young 25-year-old Parks. It's the old boys having their way at the moment as Hornby continues to lead, but Davison tries again round the edge. Not going to get him there as they head off into the final lap.
Andy Hornby leads in across the line, number 6 with just in the back there, has a little look over his shoulder, Kyle Parks. I think that little high side moment at Castle has just unsettled him a little bit. He's dropping off these old stages.
He is, and Davison just falling a little bit off Hornby's pace here now as we go out onto this final lap.
Keeping a look on the 250s, the Millside Engineering at the moment, Richard Ford and Brian Mattia and Philip Shaw, they're all battling for the lead there now. Keep an eye on Gareth Arnold even, Gary Hutton, and of course Chris Meyer, the German rider, on that lovely little MZ125.
Davison then is trying to charge down Hornby, but Hornby just seems to have that slight advantage. It is only half a second and then 2 3/4 seconds back to Parks in 3rd. Top 250 is now Richard Ford from Brian Mattia and Philip Shaw.
Here is Richard Ford, right on cue, Chris Boyd. Here he comes into the start and finish line, feeding gears into this thing, revving it to about 12.5, nearly 13,000 revs. Just drops a gear back there and rolls it. Lovely. Look at this, no steering dampers on these things. Just hold it flat. Just pin it, that's all he's doing, and listening out for those 2-stroke noises and keeping 2 fingers over that clutch.
Glorious 2-stroke noises, absolutely singing around Tandragee today.
Preston rider then, Richard Ford ahead in the 250 class. It's this man here, Andy Hornby on the Honda 350 machine. The rider from Exeter, as you said, is Barry Davison. Bounces his way down to Cooley Hill Cross for the final time. I'm sure Barry happy with his return to the Irish roads here at Tandragee.
Head down onto the tank as soon as he comes out of the corner. He's not giving this up. He's got Hornby right in his sights.
He has. I think Andy's maybe thought he's got this in the bag, because I tell you what, you do not want to give Barry Davison a bit of a sniff. Andy just running a little bit wide there as they run through the final part of this 5.3 mile circuit. Barry Davison taking that long way round. Barry Davison, oh, I tell you what, if he'd been on a modern bike, he would have lost the front. And there we go. They shake hands across the line. Andy Hornby takes the win from Barry Davison, with Kyle Parks in that third position.
And a new lap record for Barry Davison on the final lap.
Nigel Moore in fourth, Mark Johnson fifth, Linton Irwin sixth, Stephen Walsh seventh, Simon Lehane, Paul McMahon and Brian Harding. And in the 250s,
it was Richard Ford from Brian Mattia by just 0.3 of a second, with Philip Shaw third, then Gareth Arnold, Gary Hutton and Chris Meyer.
join us after the break for more great action. Welcome back to County Armagh and the Tandragee 100. Next up is the Junior Support. Back here at the Tandragee 100 for 2025. You can see number 99 Sean Brolly on pole, number 36 Kevin Lavery there, but you notice number 54 Franco Bourne on the Cowton Racing Kawasaki. He wasn't there, with James Doy and Kevin Canny on the Aprilia completing row number 2. James Walsh, Will Birchall, Michael McKinnon, Lee Hara and Lee Osprey complete row number 4. Somebody with a problem just on the back there. I'm just trying to pick up the number on that one. I just couldn't catch that out, actually. We'll see if we can get the details on that, but unfortunately a non-starter there, but we definitely have not got number 54. But Sean Brolly on the Aprilia. They seem to be the machines to have. There's probably about 10 or 12 of them in the field here now for the Principal Insurance Junior Support. 32 and 36. He's a good runner, you know. Keep an eye on Kevin Lavery and also keep a little eye on Kevin Canny on the 32. He is, of course, Aprilia mounted. So the Kawasaki, the inside there, yeah, trying to get up the inside of Kevin Canny. Has he made it stick? The number 36 by Kevin Lavery? No, he doesn't. He comes back into our shot there as we look at other runners in the race. Number 108 in there, he's Jack Mears. He's going well on his machine. What's Jack on? He's on a 650 JMR Kawasaki, but back at the front, 99 Sean Brolly getting very twitchy as well. 36 Kevin Lavery. Oh, there's a yellow flag going there. Oh, where is he? Has he managed to keep it? Oh, there he is. He's gone onto the grass. That was dangerous enough there. Let's have a replay then. Let's see what happened to Kevin Lavery. Oh, just getting in the bike a bit squirrely. Nearly lost the front. And I thought he might have gone into the barriers, but no, he kept it all together. And Kevin Lavery is back in the race, but definitely back in the race is Sean Brolly on the Aprilia 660 machine. Don't they sound and look a great machine? And you see how narrow this is as well as he goes to complete lap number 1 of 4. Sounding as sweet as a nut as he goes into the hedges. Between the hedges is what they call, but here's the rest of the runners. We've got a 97 Lee Hara in there as well. What's Lee on this year? He's on Aprilia, so like I said, a lot of these guys have moved from Kawasaki to Aprilia, but here's the man making the move, Kevin Lavery. I said he was a good pilot. After that little mistake that he had down into Castle Corner, he's got to gather himself up, and now, how about this man, Chris Meyer, the German rider? He's on a little Honda 250. He's run around here a couple of times as Chris already. You can see him in shot then. Great to see him back on the Irish roads. We also got 23 Stuart McCann in there and 7 Dave Walsh, a stalwart of the Irish road racing scene. Not absolutely perfect conditions, but Sean Brolly on the 99 machine with a rear-facing camera as we look back to number 32. That, of course, is Kevin Canny. Oh, Kevin takes the lead up the inside. You can see the marshal there with the deterioration of track adhesion flag, which means it's a little bit slippy on the foot. You've seen some of the spectators there with the Brollys up as well, as we keep an eye on number 87. James Walsh on the J&BW Racing Aprilia RS660. There's battles going on all around the field here, but here comes the hard charging 36 Kevin Lavery on that Kawasaki. Goes to make a little bit of a move. Has he made that stick? Oh, I'm not sure if he has or not. He's 87. There's a big damp patch there. Look out, number 136. How many places are you trying to take up there? Goodness me. John O'Donovan on the Kawasaki 650 making some serious moves, but Sean Brolly, I think he's got this one in the bag, hasn't he? On the brilliant, oh, he's got underneath him, he has. He's gone underneath 32, Kevin Canny. I think he kind of shoved him out of the way there a little bit, to be fair. The new race leader is number 36, Kevin Lavery, but he's got number 99, Sean Brolly on that Aprilia. He's chasing him down really, really hard. The front wheel air rates, it's like a motocross burns, they call them, isn't it? If you've ever seen motocross, and maybe it's very similar to the Armoy races, which will be in a month or so's time. But 36 looks like he's got this one in the bag. But I tell you what, second and third between Brolly and number 32, Kevin Canny. It could be anybody's. Kevin Canny on that Aprilia. So it's a Kawasaki that leads. Here's 122. Chris Meyer again, the number 7. Dave Walsh on the Kramer 690, the DRW racing machine. Been campaigning that machine for a few years now as number 7, Dave Walsh. But it's Sean Brolly up the inside, a new leader. 36, Kevin Lavery just ran a little bit wide going into Cooley Hill Cross, and Sean Brolly made that Aprilia as wide as he can make it. Let's listen to the little 250 sing. Great to hear that sound again around the Irish roads, but back at the front, it's 99 that leads. Brolly leads, and here he comes. Here comes 36 Lavery. Oh, number 11 just in the middle of it all there. John Cahill. Goodness me, he got one side and one the other, did John there. Unfortunately, we do have a red flag, so that result will be called. We have an incident out on the circuit. Number 32, we're led to believe Kevin Canny off on the drop down into Cooley Hill Cross. So a win for number 99, Sean Brolly. They obviously have the results there to hand. He won in the end by only 0.552 of a second for number 36, Kevin Lavery, and number 46, Lee Osprey for the Trisom Mullet Racing Kawasaki team. He comes home in third. A great win there for Sean Brolly. Join us after the break for our first big bike race of the weekend, the McCrum's Suzuki Open. Welcome out to Northern Ireland's Tandragee 100 in County Armagh, and it's time for our first big bike race, the McCrum's Suzuki Open. It's a star-studded lineup with number 6, Michael Dunlop. He's on pole. There's Mike Browne. Mike, though, only on the 600, Chris Boyd.
It is, of course, Michael Dunlop on the MD Racing BMW on pole from Michael Sweeney and Mike Browne, with Conor Cummins and Sean Anderson on row 2.
Yeah, and also on row number 3, Marcus Simpson, Joe Yerdsley, Neil Kernahan, Ryan Whitehall and Andy Farrell. They complete row number 4. Here we go, though. Eyes down, slick tyres on. Got to keep a little eye on, I think, Sean Anderson here on 31. Michael Dunlop launches it. Michael Dunlop, MBE, launches it, but a great start by the Skerries man, Michael Sweeney. Michael Dunlop slotting into third place, maybe fourth. Sean Anderson just slotting in behind him, but then it's Conor Cummins and then Joe Yerdsley on the Scott Racing Aprilia.
Sweeney then it is making the early headway, but the rest are coming. They're not far behind. This is going to be a big scrap. On board with Conor Cummins we go, chasing down these front 3.
Superbike lap record held from Dan Neen, 2018, 2 minutes 55.5, 109.6. Conditions looking pretty good, and it looked like Michael Dunlop was making a move. But here we go. Marcus Simpson off the line, pulls the bike to the right hand side. Good start by Joe, really good start by Joe Yerdsley, pulling alongside his fellow Manxman Conor Cummins, and Joe just a little bit wide in the centre of the road there. But Mick O'Sweeney's got a great start on board with Marcus Simpson. I tell you what, Marcus loves the Irish roads.
Absolutely, first time then into Marlaku, and it is of course Sweeney continuing to lead the way here, but they're right with him here. They're not letting him go at all.
Somebody off there. That's Joe Yerdsley. Joe Yerdsley down, and somebody going straight on. That looked like Neil Kernahan that's gone straight on as well. But Joe Yerdsley, the young Manxman, thankfully is up off the Aprilia there now, and he won't be needing that, will he?
That was lucky. That was big speed going into there, and thankfully he's unscathed as we head on with Sweeney continuing to lead the way in this McCrum's Suzuki Open race.
That's Mike Browne. We're on board with Mike Browne on the 600, so let's look back to Joe Yerdsley. We've got the helmet facing camera there now as he tries to get into Marlaku, and what sort of happened there? Did he tuck the front? Did the front go? I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully not too much damage to him anyway. We're on board with Marcus Simpson now.
Indeed, let's just see what happens up ahead. And I just lost the back end a little bit there. Big lock up at the back end, in fact, and away and down he went. But we've seen him up and unscathed.
Yeah, that is the good news for young Joe Yerdsley, hoping living to fight another day here at the Tandragee 100 for 2025. But I tell you what, the machine to have really around here, like Cookstown for many, many years, the 600 outright lap record was held by a 600. And Mike Browne's keeping with the big boys here, isn't he, on that?
He is absolutely going for it here, but Sweeney out front. But as you say, Browne is on only only a 600 on the Russell Racing 600, so it's no faint 600, of course. It's one of the top 600s.
Michael Sweeney leads across the line, then it's Mike Browne, then it's Michael Dunlop, 3 Michaels at the front, then it's Sean Anderson, then it's Conor Cummins, your top 5 as a complete lap number 1 of 5. But they are Sweeney leads, Browne, Dunlop, Anderson and Cummins.
Absolutely, Sweeney then, oh, big moment up over the rollers, and Dunlop in 3rd place will want to be getting closer to him if he can. It's a 5-lap race, so there is time.
Yeah, 3 seconds covers the top 5, and there he is, Kevin Keyes, newcomer at the Tandragee 100. He's coming to the Southern 100 in a couple of weeks as well. He's got Barry Ferber. Barry, a good runner on that Super Twin race, on that Super Twin bike, should I say. He will be one to watch in the other classes, but Barry, a nice and steady runner. But Michael Dunlop looking a bit menacing there on Mike Browne.
Kevin Keyes once again, as we see him, he's looking very neat and tidy, isn't he? Really composed.
He had a good TT, did Kevin. Very, very happy with all his performances. I think he won the RST award as well, so well done to him. But there we go. There is the bull. I said it at the North Race 200. He is the charging bull, and when he scents it, he's going for it. Michael Sweeney, better look out.
Yeah, you can see this road still looking slightly damp, but Dunlop's not hanging around at all. He'll be targeting Sweeney and that race lead.
As we watch Liam Chalk go through around at Marlacoo corner there now, not sure that was just in behind him. Good to see Chalky back out on the Irish roads, but Michael Sweeney is going to have Michael Dunlop for company very, very shortly. Sean Anderson in there, Ryan Whitehall, Neil Kernahan, Kevin Keyes, Andy Farrell, all around the top 10, but I tell you, they've all bunched up again, haven't they?
Absolutely. I tell you what, Mike Browne is not letting them go at all, is he? Browne here, he's sticking with them despite only being on the 600. You think the power of those big 1000s would have them away, but Browne is riding the wheels off the Russell Racing machine.
Done a lot of resurfacing around the circuit over the past couple of years just to get it backed up to spec again, but Kevin Keyes just going under Neil Kernahan there into Castle, so Neil Kernahan, the man from just up Ballymoney, he'll be looking forward to the Armoid Road races in July. He drops a place, but he's got Barry Ferber just in behind him.
Absolutely, big battles going on right through the top 10. Dunlop then is now right with Sweeney as they head out onto the next lap.
And if we see Sweeney have a little look over the shoulder now, they're getting the pit boards out. You can just see them there on the left there now. Sweeney leads some Dunlop, then it's Browne, then it's Anderson and Cummins. Bordy, what's the splits on these guys there now? Let's have a look.
It's only 0.4 of a second between Sweeney and Dunlop, then 1.1 seconds to Browne, 2 seconds back from that. So there's nothing in this really.
Absolutely not, as Marcus Simpson gets on the rollers again on the number 23 bike. Marcus, nice and steady, young pilot as well. A good entry he's got this year with the WH Racing powered by Dynabike Honda.
Yeah, bringing him on really well. He's having a really solid season for Marcus, and obviously these are really good showings that he's having this weekend at Tandragee.
Must give a big mention to Paul Cranston in the race, also Richard McLaughlin, Dan Ingham as well from the Manx Grand Prix. But here comes the bull, Michael Dunlop. Yeah, making a bit of a charge on Michael Sweeney. Michael will know he's there. He will feel those piercing eyes, the MBE piercing eyes.
That's the first time Dunlop's had a look at him. It won't be the last, I don't think, at all.
As we look back to Michael Sweeney on the MJR BMW, they're both on very, very similar spec machines. A Southern Irishman against a Northern Irishman, and then there's another Southern Irishman. That's Mike Browne. He's currently in 3rd, and he's keeping, we're on board with her now on the BPE by Russell Racing bike. We're keeping a little eye on what's going there, and Michael Sweeney is going to have to look out because Michael Dunlop is looking to move. He's getting right into the slipstream. I talk about slipstreaming when we go to places like the North West 200, but that looks to me like Michael Dunlop has got past there. He's pulled to the inside, and I think Michael Dunlop, Chris Boyd, has got to the lead.
Over the top of the crest, he's made it stick. Dunlop leads out on lap 3 of 5.
Yeah, I wonder where Michael Sweeney thought that was coming, but I bet you he was expecting it. He'll obviously be getting the boards, etc. through as we go through Castle there now. So we do have a new race leader in this McCrum's Suzuki Open, and it's Michael Dunlop. Who'd have thought it? Well, all of us really.
Absolutely. He's finally got to the front of the race, and now he's got to stick with it. Try and maybe just gap Sweeney a little bit if he can, make it a little bit more comfortable for himself. But Browne is hanging on there in 3rd as well, with Conor Cummins behind that.
Yeah, keep an eye on the 2 guys there. Marcus Simpson, he's flying well, isn't he, on that Honda? He really, it just shows you, look how much that suspension's running. Well, somebody's suspension that is running, hot as anything, is Michael Dunlop as he goes into Bell's Cross.
Absolutely, out onto lap 4 then. Sweeney, though, is not giving this up, is he? Sweeney is pushing to try and stick with him, going as far as he can. He's getting right with him, in fact.
Yeah, let's look at the splits then. Dunlop leads Sweeney from Browne, from Anderson and Cummins. 0.313, then it's 1.3 back to Browne, 2.2 back to Anderson, and 2.5 back to Cummins. A close race we said it was going to be, didn't we?
Absolutely, and Sweeney is sticking with Dunlop. This is really impressive stuff from Sweeney on the MJR BMW, and we're with Conor Cummins now.
Conor's on a bit of a charge. You can see him. He's riding this year for the Burrows RK Racing team. He had a bit of a steady TT, did Conor, but he's happy. He's gelling with the team. He's only been with them for a couple of months. But Michael Dunlop, he has to lead. Look at the way he spins that right foot out when he goes hard on the brakes on the Michael Dunlop machine. Love to see that Carl Cox Motorsport banner on the side of the machine. But Sean Anderson is now on the back of Mike Browne.
He is indeed. You can see though that Dunlop is trying really hard here, and Sweeney is not letting him go. He's sticking with him. Sweeney is really pushing as well, but Dunlop holds on to that lead.
Yeah, following Marcus Simpson as we go through Marlaku there now. A bit of a out of the seat moment there for Marcus Simpson, but we're back on board with the BPE by Russell Racing Yamaha. But there we go. We did say of Mike Browne that Sean Anderson has got past him. Sean with lots and lots of knowledge around the circuit. But look at that. Mike catches right back in on him again. But Sean with the extra power of the big team classic Suzuki just pulling away. But then there's another big fella right behind him, and he'll be looking to get past him as well, and that's Conor Cummins. Oh, Mike Browne, Sean Anderson, where's he going? I think he's going home. Sean Anderson straight on that castle. That means he's going to drop right down.
Absolutely. Sean Anderson effectively out of it in terms of the battle for the podium when he just got himself into that battle as well. Dunlop out in front from Sweeney, and then it will be Mike Browne still holding on to third now with Anderson having gone up the road, but Conor Cummins is right on his tail.
Yeah, Michael Dunlop with 11 wins around the Tandragee circuit so far. Here comes Sean Anderson. Oh, yes, I think he knows where he's going. He probably used to scrump apples down there at some point when he was a kid. Sean Anderson on the Team Classic Suzuki, going to be out of the race and dropping down the standings. But Michael Dunlop getting all squirrely on the brakes into Bell's Crossroads there. Michael Sweeney just in behind him there now. I tell you what, that's closer than it was a previous lap, isn't it?
Not only closer than it was a previous lap, it's a new lap record for Michael Sweeney on the Tandragee course. Absolutely tremendous. He has closed right in on Dunlop.
Yeah, looking at that lap record of 2:55.212 compared to the old lap record of 2:55.511. I'm sure Dan Neal won't mind his good friend Michael Sweeney taking that off him. As you watch Sean Anderson, he's got back on track and he's just slotted in behind Marcus Simpson. So that'll put him into around about 6th or 7th place at the moment.
Very, very close. The time for Michael Sweeney was a 2:55.212. For Dunlop, a 2:55.277. Next to nothing in it, but it means Sweeney has closed right back in on Dunlop.
He certainly has, and we keep an eye on Andy Farrell there. Kevin Keyes on number 5 and 222 also in there as well. That's Michael Garn in there too, and we've also got the back of that little group with a lot of dust being kicked up. Neil Kernahan, Big Neil on the number 109, who I think is just about to make a move on Mike Garn. Yes, he does Big Neil.
Gets that move done, but it's final lap time out front. We're on board with Mike Browne, but it's what's happening up front. Oh, as Conor Cummins does come blazing past.
Yeah, Conor Cummins using the extra speed of the big BMW for Conor. Conor likes Tandragee, really does, fast and flowing, kind of similar to the TT and kind of similar to the Ulster Grand Prix. So Conor now up to 3rd place. John and the team at the Burrows team will be happy. There's Andy Farrell, Kevin Keyes, Neil Kernahan and Michael Garn as they bounce into Marlaku once more. Neil Kernahan's on the charge, isn't he?
Gets past Kevin Keyes there for the spot, so that's another one taken by him, and well, there we are. Mike Browne is now right with Conor Cummins, but I don't think he can do anything about it given the power advantage that Cummins' machine has.
So narrow through this part of the circuit, really is. Straighten the bike up by the little road that goes up to somebody's farm, and over the big jumps you see the BMW stretch the legs, but watch Mike Browne on the brakes here in the twisty nadgery bits. He clashes right up again. Look at that jump there now. The whole world just falls away from the big fella Conor Cummins, but here we go. It's Michael Dunlop looking for another win around the Tandragee 100 circuit. He's got 11 so far. He's not been here for ages.
No, long time. Had to wear his new book come a bit on Friday when he went out. He wasn't too impressed by that, but it has to be done. So Dunlop's on his way potentially to a race victory over Michael Sweeney, but Sweeney certainly has laid down a marker for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, good weekend so far for Conor, but here comes Michael Dunlop on the 6th with number 65. That, of course, is Michael Sweeney slotting in behind him, and it will be the checkered flag. Michael Dunlop takes the race win, Chris Boyd, and a new lap record, though, for 2nd place man. But quickly, Conor Cummins. Mike Browne had a little look, but that'll give Conor Cummins a lot of confidence getting a 3rd place. It's a BMW 123.
So many superb rides in this race because Sean Anderson was putting in a great ride until his overshoot as well. Mike Browne, obviously a brilliant ride given he was on the 600 against the 1000.
Michael Dunlop took the race win in the Macrum Suzuki Open, but new lap record went to Michael Sweeney, only half a second back. Then it's Conor Cummins, Mike Browne, Marcus Simpson, Sean Anderson, Ryan Whitehall, Neil Kernahan, Kevin Keyes, top 10, Skerry's man, Andy Farrell.
I know when I passed him, I just says I'll sort of stick around because you know he likes to sort of tag on anyway. So no point of busting a gut, and made him the problem we've had with selector problems, and we had a bit of an issue coming out of onto the back straight. Michael was there, and he came alongside, and I thought, oh well, I'm going to have to do him into this left right. So I done him there, but I knew he was going to be close. So yeah, he's riding well. Fair play to him. He likes to be national roads. He's at them all the weekend, and he's riding well.
I really enjoyed that with Michael. I knew he was going to come at some stage, but I had a plan to get off the line and try lead it for a couple of laps, and then for Michael to pass me, to drag me away from the group behind me. That was my plan, but to stick with him is just brilliant. I'm just really happy to stick with him. We had a bit of a battle on the last lap. He looked behind, gone down the back straight, and I was on the other side of him, and I passed him, and then he just come back up underneath me, unbelievable. Like. And then just to follow him around here, something is unbelievable.
What does it mean to you to break the lap record here at Tandragee?
Do you know what, Stephen, my good friend Dan Ian had the lap record, you know, a long time now, and to take it from him, I'd say he's looking down and saying, go on, boy. But yeah, I'm over the moon to get it, especially on a big bike as well, so I'm over the moon.
Well done.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Oh, it's brilliant after an 18-year playoff. But no, it's, the pace here is very good. Obviously, we've got Michael, two Michaels, and a load of other lads going fast, so I'm happy to get on the podium for the Burrows Engineer and RK Racing. Yeah, I think I want more of that. It's good. Enjoyed it.
We still have more great action to come in our second highlights programme, including the big one, the Around a Pound Tandragee 100.